Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Embrace the Mirror. Once again, I'm Naomi Soderman and I'm your host for this series. Can't you guys tell I love my job? I am so excited today to have with me yet another amazing individual. I'm bringing you a great expert, an amazing expert, and I was talking to her for about 20 minutes before we got on this call. Her name is Rachel Lauren Wade. And Rachel is a business coach. She's also a business consultant. And she has a master life coaching. She's been coaching guys for 15 years. She has 15 years of experience. She's best known for her radio show on Close Up Radio. And she is also known for working with individuals and creating the life that they want to live. And I slowed down specifically on that because I want you guys to get it. The life that they want to live. She worked with people to help them create the life that they want to live. So if you want to live an amazing life, she is the one that you want to talk to. She is the one that you really want to pay attention to all that she is saying, because every tool that she's giving you today are the same tools I've used to create this amazing life that I have. So I want to welcome Lauren to the show. And Lauren, would you be so kind to introduce yourself to the audience and tell them who you are?
Yes, thank you, Naomi. Like you said, my name is Rachel Lauren Wade, and I am a business consultant, business coach, and master life coach. And like you just said, I really am about helping people create the life they want to live. And what that
Nice.
means to me means getting off the train of everybody else's ideas about
Okay.
what your life should be and getting on your train about where you want to go.
Right.
Okay? Because most people were riding somebody else's train. Somebody else said, "Oh, you should do this. Wouldn't
Yeah.
that be fantastic?" And you got excited because they were excited and you
Yeah.
were sold on that idea and you got
Yeah.
on that train and then you were miserable. It was a
Yes.
miserable train.
I've been on that train.
So I want to get you off that train and on your train to live the life you live, Naomi, and
Yes.
I live.
Right.
I love what I do, and
I
I
do
want you
too.
to
I
feel
love my work.
this. Yeah, I love it. It's the best.
Perfect. So today she's gonna talk to you guys, and guys, I want to say a little bit about that train because a lot of you already know that my background is from Haiti, and in our culture, you know, the Haitian culture, the Asian culture, because I have Asian friend Lauren, and I also have friends that are from Africa. We all have like really demanding parents. You know, we're they want you to be a nurse, a doctor, or a lawyer. If that if you don't do one of those, you're
You're
doomed.
out.
And so I wanted to go to college, so I became a nurse. And like she said, it wasn't later on that I realized I was really riding on the train that my family set for me. And so it took a lot of effort and a lot of work and consciousness, which she's going to talk about today, for me to get off that train and get on my own train. And so now I live a blissful life. So today she's going to talk to you guys a lot about contrast and the blessing it creates for the life that you want. So Lauren, why don't you launch us into contrast and how that create blessings for the life that we want?
Thank you. I definitely will. Um, so, you know, people automatically think contrast is not a good thing.
Right.
You don't want conflict in your life. You don't want contrast. You want everything to be easy and simple. But
Right.
here's the blessing of being human. We all don't want the same thing.
Yeah.
And that is such a beautiful thing. Now, what happens for most humans is they go, "Oh, I don't want that. I don't want that. I don't want
Yeah.
that. I don't want that. I don't want that. I don't want that." And they're basically yelling what they don't want. But there is power in what you do want.
Mm-hmm.
And if you change from that phrase, "I
Right.
don't want," you are going to launch into a life you do want. So
Right.
so most people don't even know this. The science right now is proving this as a fact. Okay. So Naomi, if you were 10 feet away from me in my house here,
Mm-hmm.
and I put an EEG scanner on you and
Right.
an EEG scanner on me, and
Right.
I thought a thought, your EEG scanner would pick up my thought if I had
Right.
tied my emotions to it. Okay.
Right.
And I'll teach you about that in a minute.
Right.
Okay. Now, we also know, okay, now let's really specifically hone in on what I just said.
Right.
Your EEG scanner would have
Right.
picked up my thought without me saying a word.
Right.
Powerful stuff.
Very
Okay.
powerful stuff.
Okay. So
And
we
for
are
and
mind
guy,
readers.
right. And guys, for those of you that doesn't have any more background, that doesn't have any medical background, so what an EEG is, can you explain to them what an EEG is?
So an EEG scanner is basically, it monitors your thoughts. It's a
Yeah.
measure of the waves
Uh-huh.
that happen in your brain.
Right.
Okay. You have an
Perfect.
EKG that measures your heart waves,
Right.
and you have an EEG that measures your brain waves. So there,
Nice.
I think a thought, your EEG scanner picks up my thoughts.
Right.
You're picking up my thoughts.
Man.
Come on, that's huge. Okay, so guess what? If you're saying, I don't want, I don't want, I
Right.
don't want, and our subconscious and your subconscious doesn't hear negative, guess what you're bringing to me? You're picking up what I say I don't want, and you
Right.
don't hear the word, the not part of it. All you
Right.
hear is, I want. Guess what
Right.
you're handing me? You're
Nice.
handing me exactly what you want. I don't want, because
Right.
we can't hear it.
Right.
Powerful stuff.
Very
So
powerful stuff.
if you take your phrase, and this is what I work with my clients, and amazing changes, transformations in less
Yes.
than a year, okay? That when we change that thought process
Uh-huh.
to what we do want,
Wow.
okay, our train, people around us start to hand us things and it feels like magic. It
Yeah.
feels like magic. You're like, wow, how did they know?
Right.
People actually want to help each other. It's
They
in
do.
our human nature.
They do, you know.
Yeah.
I'm glad you say that because as I was doing this video series, for those of you who don't know, I'm writing my first book. When I was as a child in Haiti, I had a near-death experience.
Oh,
And so I kept all this stuff in and I never really talked about my near death experience. And so part of my healing process was like, you know what? I've been feeling called to share the story. And I was interviewing Glenn Harold and he says, oh my God, why don't you just, it's about that energy. Like you were saying, people just been handing me the stuff that I want. He says, I want to see the manuscript and that would be great, you know, and he's telling me what publisher I need to look at, what step I need to take next. And so yes, you're right. Once we put that frequency out there, people just want to hand us the thing and it's
yeah.
exciting. Sometimes I'm going, whoa, I was just doing this video series, but I wasn't expecting all this mentoring from you. This is great.
which is awesome. And let me explain a little bit of why maybe people want to give us what we want.
Sure.
Okay. So we know the study was done by the military that they took a DNA strand
Mm-hmm.
from a donor's mouth,
Right.
and they looked at the DNA strand, they put it in a different room, and they had the donor watch horribly violent films, sad films,
Uh-huh.
stressful films, emotionally stressful. And they watched what happened to that DNA in a room separate from them,
Huh.
okay? Away from their body.
Uh-huh.
All right? That DNA strand in real time, meaning when that person watched that scene that caused that emotional stress, the DNA tightened
Ooh.
in real time. Powerful stuff, right? And
Very
they went,
powerful.
okay, what happens to the DNA strand when they're watching happy things, joyful things? So they tested it out.
Wow.
Real time, it straightened.
Mm.
So let's say I give you a hug.
Right.
What happened to my DNA?
It straightened.
It's on your body.
It's on my body.
I
You
left DNA on you.
you left DNA in my body
Yeah.
by giving me a hug.
Everywhere I go, I touch the table.
OMG. Like
I leave my DNA everywhere I go.
wow. So it's
Right?
important who we're hugging. It's important who we're around. So now the theory of, I've always heard this and I just practice it, but I never really understood the theory behind it. The people that you are around the most
Sure.
have the greatest impact in your life. Now I get it.
And
This is good.
listen to this even more.
Mm-hmm.
They tested this. So they did it with 10 feet. They did it with 100 feet. They
Right.
did it with 500 feet. And they went, how far does this go?
Oh my God.
300 miles they tested it. And they gave up after 300 miles.
Wow.
It happened in real time, 300 miles away
Man.
from Phoenix to LA.
Wow.
Powerful.
Very powerful.
And we leave ourselves, our DNA, everywhere.
Wow.
Everywhere. Now you look at it for family people, right?
Right?
Half our DNA or a piece of our DNA is wherever they are.
Right.
So you leave DNA wherever they are, it's causing, half your DNA is in your family, or at least a piece of it. So
Right.
your reaction is affecting your whole family.
Wow.
So if you want to help somebody, you have to start here.
With the mind.
And the heart.
And the heart.
Feelings.
Yes.
Right? So when we feel emotions, we connect with our stomach, right?
Right,
say,
right.
Oh, I got butterflies. Oh, I'm excited.
Yeah.
Oh, it just doesn't feel right? You feel that
Yeah.
in your abdomen most
Right.
of the time, and upper, lower chest.
Yes.
Right below your heart, right?
Yeah.
And your mind, you feel all your thought up here.
Right.
The American Indian culture used to say, white people are crazy. They think with their heads.
Right.
American Indian culture always thought with their hearts.
Yes.
And what they did is they brought in the thought tied with the emotion.
Yeah.
And amplified. Remember earlier in this conversation, we talked about EKGs.
Right.
EKGs are going out from here.
Right.
Actually, EKGs are stronger reads than EEGs.
Wow.
They have a louder vibration. Imagine what you can do when you connect here.
Right.
And that all still stems from contrast. Knowing what you want. And the only way we know what we want is to understand what we don't want.
Yeah. So Lauren, let me ask you a question. So knowing what we don't want is actually a good thing.
Yeah, it's a blessing. It's the best. Because and it's not to fixate on what we don't want.
Right.
But it allows us the awareness of what we do want and what we can truly be grateful for.
Right. Man.
Right, change. So how do we do this?
Yeah, how do we do that? I'm excited I'm excited.
I'm going to give you a tool today.
Okay.
So what you have to do is people go, okay, I know what I don't want. I honestly know. And you have hardwire bridges of what you don't want, and they're super highways in your mind. Okay.
Right.
Your neurons are hard to break. Okay. Let me tell you how. The first thing, when you hear that negative thought right away, you go, ooh, there it is. Ding. Okay, light bulb. All right, acknowledge it.
Yeah.
Okay, the next question is get a piece of paper and write this out. What do I want? Okay, Rachel, I don't know where to go from here. Write the opposite of what you don't want. Start there.
Nice.
Okay? The opposite of what you don't want should be the beginning of what you do want. Now, what shade of that? Maybe that's not really what you want.
Yeah.
Okay, I don't like this shirt. Actually, I love my shirt, but
right.
I don't like this shirt.
It's a great color. I love it.
I like it. But maybe I wanted the opposite. So maybe the opposite of this would have been white or black or something.
Right.
Well, I don't really like black. Okay, so what's another shade?
Right.
Maybe gray.
Right.
Maybe pink.
Right.
Or pink gray. Or bring in the shades of, let it branch out into a tree of what you don't want and circle the one you do. And then write, I'm so happy and grateful now that I have a shirt of grayish pink.
Right. Nice.
Now, notice how I said that. I said it like I already had it.
Right. Yeah.
Right? Because
present tense, right? Lauren, present tense.
I'm going to send this message.
Yeah. I
can't say I don't have it, because if I don't have it, I get more of what I don't have.
Right. This is good.
I have to send it out as if I have it already.
Right.
Now, what you get when I coach you, okay?
Yeah.
Is that you get the science behind this, because from my path, I could not just grasp the faith of it, and I wish I could, but I need hands-on technical quantum physics, neurology. Why is this working?
Right.
What's happening in the body?
Right.
So, I've already begun to explain, and there's just not enough time
Right.
to explain all of it. But we can literally transform your life with thoughts. You know,
Yeah.
Albert Einstein said, "What plays on the screen of your mind becomes your reality,
Yeah.
becomes your life."
Right.
If you're thinking about everything that has happened to you in the past,
Right.
what is going to be your life? What's going to be your movie?
Yeah. You know,
All for your future.
nice. I love that you're talking about this because when I was getting ready to step out and leave my nursing career behind, I spent a lot of time and energy just saying, I don't want to be a nurse anymore. I'm so sick of being a nurse. And that's what all my colleagues do. So,
Yeah.
I'm around them a lot and they complain a lot. And so one day it dawned on me, wait a minute, how did you get from being homeless, sleeping into your car, to becoming a registered nurse? At the height of my career, I was earning a six-figure income. And how did you do it? And then I traced back how I had done it. And I had simply done it. And I think I was telling you this, Lauren, when you were on the call earlier, that I was sleeping in my car, but I didn't focus on sleeping in my car. I focused on the fact that I had a full writing scholarship that was paying for the education. And I kept telling myself, this is temporary. You won't be sleeping in your car forever. And I told Lauren I lived in the library. So I would sleep in the library our library used to stay open till 4 in the morning. And they didn't open back up until 8 o'clock in the morning. So I would pretty much spend my whole day there. And my classmates used to hate me because they're like, you always get a 98 on the test. But what they didn't know was
Yes.
the library was my home, so I had nothing but time to study. And
Yeah.
so I started tracing it back to, okay, great. You don't want to be a nurse anymore. That's great. That's good. Stop complaining about it.
What can I do?
What
do
can
I
I
want?
do? And then I started looking at, okay, what don't I like? Because for me, by knowing what I don't like, and I think I shared this with you, Lauren, by knowing what I didn't like in my family was what got me to say I didn't like that the women stayed home and the men took care of them. And then the men were, abusive, disrespectful. And these women, sometimes they would leave or they want to leave, but they didn't have any education. They weren't able to support themselves. So I knew I didn't want that. And so by looking at what I didn't want, I was able to create what I want. And so I actually used the same process to step out of my nursing role, saying, okay, stop complaining. Okay, what is it that you don't like about this? And what's the opposite? One of the things that I don't like is the rigid schedule. What's the opposite of no freedom? Is freedom. And so the other day I was telling my husband, I said, today is the best day of my life. And I've had a lot of best days. But today is the best day because in that day I actually filmed 2 of my interviews. And then I was done. I went for a run, and I was able to play with my 4-year-old. And I thought, this is freedom, right? The opposite of no freedom is freedom. And so I'm so glad that you're talking about that. Take them through the process of how do they stay consistent with the thought?
Yes, that's true. Consistency
Is the key,
biggest
right?
thing, right?
Yeah.
Because we know that your neuron synapses have wired over years. Okay. We also know that it takes 21 days to 30 days to create a neuron habit, right?
Right.
And that means the bridge in your mind that creates that way of thinking. Once it's solidified and it becomes a superhighway,
Right.
it's thinking rapidly, it is really difficult. And this is why it's so important to have a coach.
Right.
Because your coach, you don't even realize that you have layers and top of layers and top. So I have one. I still have one, right? When I'm driving, I'm frustrated with my drivers.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh, get out of my way.
Actually, Lauren, I'm glad you say that because actually one of my mentors helped me with that. I remember when I first started driving in California, I'm like, these people, I would tell my mentor, they're crazy. They drive so well and they're beeping you and they're in a hurry. And my mentor actually helped me through that. She says, that's what you're putting out there.
Yeah.
You're receiving exactly what you're putting out there. So try stopping. Try letting someone go in front of you.
Well, and acknowledge the thought.
And acknowledge the thought, yes.
Because in acknowledgement, first, acknowledgement, aware of the synapse, aware of it,
right,
is the first step to break it.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Now, you never truly break it. The bridge is made.
Right.
We can weaken the bridge. Okay?
Right.
And that is what your coach does for you.
Yeah.
Your coach, I mean, at first, everybody can get started. Everybody's really good. And they get really super excited, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
But then our old pathways, and I point back here because it's our fear, flight, and fright center back in the back.
Right.
They take over. And then it's just easier to think this way because we as human beings know that change is hard.
Right.
We don't like change, right? It's hard.
Right.
So we have to do constant work. And
Right.
it takes us 30 days to create a new habit.
Right.
So, and then we have to solidify the habit and strengthen it and rebuild it and make it stronger and stronger and stronger so it outranks the old habit. That doesn't happen in 30 days.
No, it
happens
doesn't.
in 90 to a year.
Wow.
Okay? Just like if I told you, okay, I want you to go learn Japanese.
Right.
Naomi, go fly to Japan. Go learn Japanese today, okay? In 3 months, you would begin to understand what was said to you. You would have basic conversation. I need to go to the bathroom. I'd like a drink of water. I'm
Right.
hungry. Okay, basic conversation. But you could not say an in-depth how your computer's working. You
Right.
just couldn't. Okay.
Yeah, right.
But the next step you would have from that is 6 months. In 6 months, you're going to be able to have a lot more conversation. Not great, but you can talk about the clouds now and the garden and, other things. And you understand almost everything said to you. In 1 year, you are fluent at a 5-year-old level. 1 year.
Wow.
I want you to be fluent with this way of thinking in 1 year. Now, of course, no, people don't want that all the time. They just like, hey, I just want to get on the right path. Get me going, Rachel. Of course. Let's get you going. But I want you to understand how the brain works.
Mm-hmm.
In 1 year, you're going to be fluent at a 5-year-old level.
Yeah.
That's
Wow.
how it works.
Yeah.
It's constant work.
So it's constant work, and it also takes time.
Yeah.
It takes time. It's not something that you can change overnight. You have to, it takes time. So you have to pretty much, one of the greatest advice that has been given to me, and that was why I'm putting this, and I think I told you that I put this video advice, this video series together, this video advice. Sorry guys, when I get real excited, I lose my English.
Yeah, I do too.
But one of the greatest advice that was given to me was a friend that I had met in Atlanta, and he was very wealthy. And at the time I had my own real estate. I was buying property and I was selling property. This was my first business venture. And he told me, Naomi, you know what your problem is? I said, what's my problem? He says, you just think you can do it all alone, but you can't. You need a coach. You need mentors. You need people to help you. Yeah. And that's why I put this series together, guys, so you can understand that there's people out there that you can reach out to that knows the stuff that's going to help you. I had a friend who just texted me the other day, and she says, can you give me the number for your spiritual mentor? And I said, which one? I have 3.
Yes.
Because I'm constantly getting coaching. I'm constantly seeing, my spiritual mentors. I'm like, which one would you like? But it is us needing to do the work. So now they discovered that, okay, I'm not thinking right. And reason why I'm asking you to cover on this again is because I have a lot of friends that call me and they say, hey, Naomi, I'm meditating. I have a friend right now. I've been trying to manifest Mr. Right for the past how many years, and she can't. And she's really ready to give up, because she says it's just not happening. I journal, I meditate, I think positive. Why is it not happening when we're thinking positive, we're journaling, we're doing all this stuff? Explain to them one more time. Why is the message not getting through?
Because somewhere deep down, you believe the old pattern. Mm-hmm. Somewhere in there, you have not released that old way of thinking.
Mm.
And there's lots of different tools to release that.
Mm-hmm.
And I go through different ones because certain things are going to connect for you, Naomi, that won't connect for me.
Right.
Okay? And certain things are going to work for me that aren't going to work for you.
Right,
so
right.
You've got to find out which one really sits in there and solidifies for you to build the pattern.
Right.
So somewhere her thinking says, I don't have.
Right. Right,
okay?
right.
Somewhere in there. Now, she said, no, I'm journaling. I do have.
Mm-hmm.
I've made room in my closet for him. I have a toothbrush drawer. Maybe she has done all that. But
yeah.
Then it really becomes, we've got to get in there and find out, is she afraid of being alone?
Right.
Is that something that's triggering it? Was there something in the past that if she's in the relationship, she's afraid of that part of it?
Right.
There's all these things. So we have to look at that.
Yeah, I've been really amazed because I showed her the process that I use to manifest my husband. We've been married 9 years. May 18th is our anniversary, and thank you. Prior to that, I kept manifesting all the same men, and one failed relationship after another. And she says, I do all these things, but for me, it was such an easy process. And I'm going, how come she can't manifest this? This is not that hard. So it has somewhere in the thinking, in the subconscious mind. Can you take us a little bit about how that subconscious mind works? I love that conversation, and I would love to hear it from somebody who with all this neuro experience.
So look, our subconscious mind really deals with pure thought. Okay.
Right.
So it doesn't really think in words. Uh-huh. Okay. It thinks in images and feelings.
Wow.
Right? Or smells. When you think about, when you smell something, you immediately get a memory.
Mm-hmm.
That's a subconscious mind kind of thing.
Right.
Right? And for each of us, it connects differently. So we really we have to figure out where it is for you. Perhaps it's, perhaps it's kinesic. When you move a certain way, mm-hmm. it triggers that memory. Mm-hmm. So we have to look at all those things for you that lines up. Mm-hmm. And then we have, like I said, release exercises mm-hmm. that can really let go and forgive and release those things.
Right.
Okay. So there's all certain ways to do it. I always like the one where you write it on a piece of paper, mm-hmm. that thought, and you actually read it out loud, and then you say, I'm releasing it, and you burn it. I like that.
Oh, I had a coach that made me do that one.
Yeah.
For my mother, all the stuff. She says when it comes up, I want you to write it, and then, but I kept it, right? I wrote it, and then I kept it in a drawer, and she goes, did you burn them? And I go, no. I'm like, they're in my drawer. And she goes, so that means they're still there.
Yeah.
And so I need you to go home tonight, and I need you to burn them.
You need the visual. So you may be somebody that's more visual.
Right.
So you needed the visual release of letting that idea go.
Yeah. And as soon as I did that, and by then I had been working with her for 6 months, but I just wasn't telling her that I wasn't burning them because she wanted me the thoughts come in that her burn. So I had like a drawer full of this. and I just remember going out, and I said, I'm going to go outside tonight, honey. It's going to feel really crazy, but I'm going to burn all these things. And I was sitting under the full moon, and I remember that what it felt like when I burned each pieces of paper. It was the biggest release of my life. And that opened up the whole process of forgiveness for my mother, which actually changed my life as well. And I think that whole time that I was complaining about my nursing and not being able to take action was also because I had all this huge thing that I needed to release that. And once I released it, I was on a whole new path. I was like, okay, now I know how to leave nursing. Let me tell you, honey, these are my gifts. I started realizing what my gifts were. And I'm like, these are my gifts. These are the things that I'm good at. And now I have to look at how to put these together and do the work that I love and enjoy. But yeah, that release process is so good. It's so great. Do you have any more tips for them? We're coming to a close here, guys. I love that. So contrast is a blessing.
A blessing, because it gives you full awareness of what you do want. And
Nice.
that's what we need to focus on.
What we do want.
What we do want. Yes.
Nice. Did you guys hear that? Contrast is a blessing. It gives us awareness for what we do want. So today, we want you to focus on what it is that you do want. Lauren, thank you so much, Rachel, for doing this. I call you both. I love the name,
fine.
Rachel Lauren. Thank you
worry.
so much for doing this and coming on and sharing this great, amazing knowledge. So there's a lot of folks out there that might be wondering how to get a hold of you, if they want to talk to you. So can you tell them once more what you do, how they contact you, and tell them a little bit about the free gift you have for them?
Right. Well, I'll start with that.
Okay.
So I'm offering the first 25 people a 60-minute free consultation with me of a strategy session. You get these things on the table, figure out what you do want to really get yourself going. Okay. Now, you can go also contact me, call me, 415-952-3961. You can give me a call, set that up. Also, there's a link directly to sign up straight to my scheduler to do that. And you can go to my website, rachellaurenlifecoach.com. Again, I've been life coaching for about 15 years, and I'm a business consultant, business coach, and master life coach.
Perfect. Did you guys hear that? Once again, ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much. Lauren, I am so grateful that you did this interview for me. And I can't even begin to tell you, I really love my job. And every time I think I'm putting these series together to help people, I learn so much and I grow so much. And I hope, guys, that you are learning a lot too as you're watching these videos. Once again, thank you. I'm Naomi Sadoman, your host. And your cheerleader. I'm cheering for you guys, all right? Thank you. Blessing, guys.
Bye.